graphic portrait. So here we have a good-looking guy, a selfie or portrait of him. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go in Photoshop. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustment, Threshold. And once I do that, I can then play around with the black and white balance of this image to just see what graphic best represents this individual. So I'm kind of happy with something like this. I'll say OK. You can save this image and then bring it into Illustrator, or I can just select it. In my case now, I'm just going to select it. I'm going to say Edit, Copy, or Control C, and then I'm going to go to Illustrator. Once I'm in Illustrator, I have a new document open in Illustrator. I'm going to say Edit, Paste, or Control V, and there I have my image. The next step is I might make it slightly bigger, just enlarge it. And then I'm going to go to my layers. And my layer panel is over here. If it's not open, you can go to View and Show Layers at the bottom somewhere here. Let's see if I can find it. View, sorry. Where do you see layers? Anyway, it's somewhere here. Is it window layers? Sorry, it's window layers rather than view. Okay. Anyway, there it is. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to, on this layer over here, I'm going to make the opacity slightly lower. And the reason I'm doing that is just because then I can make it slightly grayer. It'll be easier for me to see the text on top of it. Then I'm going to lock this layer. I lock it by clicking this next to the eye icon over here. I'm going to create a new layer above that. So I'm going to new layer. On that new layer, I can now start playing around with my type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pencil tool. Over here, the pencil tool. And I'm going to start, actually what I'll do is I'll make sure that it's black outlines here. So it's just a black outline. So what I can do now is I'll just start with the hair, for example, and I'm going to outline the hair. This is similar to what we did when we designed the logo. So this is my hair. In this case, I'm going to go to Text, and I'm going to hold it down and go to Type in Area tool. And then I'm going to select here, and then here I have my text. I can then play around with the font, make it bigger or smaller, and obviously in this case this is just filler text, but it could be text that you want to, your own text. So that is the Type in Area tool. I can also play around, like often if I want the text, if I want it to be darker, what I would do is actually I'd decrease the line height here. So in my case I'll make it, so this way you'll see what's happening is the leading or line height is decreasing, so therefore there's more text that fills the area and it starts to look darker. Anyways, that's my hair right now. You can also do paint on lines. So for example, if I wanted to go for let's say my lip over here, in this case what I'm going to do, I'm going to go text and type on path, and I'm going to do the same thing here, and do, sorry, that was a bit too much, so type on path here. Maybe go over here like this eyebrow here and like do type on path as well. And maybe for this shadow that I have over here, I'm going to go back to one of these text fill options here. Type in Area tool and go here. And there, I'm going to zoom in a bit, and I can see that actually it's quite hard to see because my text is too big, but if I make it smaller, I should be able to hopefully fit more in there. And again, I'm just working with filler text over here. And then this one, there was an issue, I'm not sure what it was, but anyway, here we go. And basically playing around back and forth like that, you can slowly work on creating the best graphic that you can create. You can also play around with, it doesn't necessarily have to be type on path and type on line. Let's just say I want the letter O. I'm going to make that bigger, and I'm now working just with text, so maybe this letter O over here could represent this I over here, and then let's see what else I can do here. Maybe work with, again, put some filler text here, maybe make that slightly bigger. I'm now gonna, just to show you, it's not gonna be the best graphic, but you can kind of see the potential of what you can do. Certain words, let's just say this is a word that really want to highlight, you might want to click on that and make that specific one bigger and maybe bold. I want to make appear in one line. Sorry, that was up here. Yeah, up here. I'm going to get rid of my graphic underneath here. And it's definitely not far from being done, but you can see how slowly using text and going back and forth between your graphic, you start to create quite an interesting way you can play around with how this portrait might look like.